Hello dear students, welcome to Devika's Commerce and Management Academy. Two classes already completed related to the HRM, Human Resource Management. Got an understanding? Yes. Now today we are going to see one of the important topic, that is Human Resource Planning, HRP in shortcut we say. HRP, Human Resource Planning. In short, you can say it as a manpower planning also. Human resource planning means nothing but manpower planning. How do we go for manpower planning? We need to know present situation to future requirements. So this we focus in our mind and we'll go for the manpower planning or human resource planning. How do we go? What are the important steps here? And what are the features of human resource planning? All these things we are going to see in depth. Very important topic. Just focus for 5-10 minutes. Very damn easy topic also. Human resource planning we have to do. In general, you think, leave about the textbook matter or whatever is given in the printed matter, all these things, just leave it. Manpower planning. Just imagine you are a HR manager. How do you go for the manpower planning? The same step we are writing in written. Simple thing. So what I do, if you imagine that the topic will be very easy. All HRM subject is like this only. Need not to by heart it. Okay. Now human resource planning means we know that it is a manpower planning. Present situation, whatever is going on, based on that, future we are going to consider, future we are going to keep in our mind, future requirement, future demand we keep in our mind, and will be going for the human resource planning. Okay, or manpower planning. The main important features. Now here I have written, it's a process of current manpower to desired manpower planning. Current manpower to desired manpower. Current manpower, suppose say we have 100 employees. What about the desired manpower planning? Future. How many employees are required? Is it okay? 100 employees? Should we decrease or should we increase? If we want to increase, how much we have to increase? 110, 120, 150. So the number requirement, that estimation, proper estimation. Future we don't want because we are going for the monetization. We are going for the different methods or technology we are using, robots we are using it. In such cases, we need very less manpower. 100 to we wanted to decrease it to 80 or 90. So that's about the desired manpower planning. Current manpower to desired manpower planning is nothing but human resource planning. Okay, or you can say HRP or manpower planning. Now features, main important features, very easy to understand. First one is future oriented, as we have been saying right from the beginning. This human resource planning is future oriented. Present is okay, whatever is happened, past is okay, present is okay, but in future, what do we want? How many members we want it? So based on future, so we are having this human resource planning. Second one is continuous process. Continuous process means this is not for 1 month or 1 year. Continuous process, human resource planning. As long as the organization is existing till the end of the organization, the human resource planning is also continuous process. Future oriented continuous process. These 2 points did you hear already? Yes. Functions. Functions of, features of human resource management, there only we have learned it. The same points applicable here also. And next one, corporate planning. Human resource planning is related with the corporate planning. Corporate planning means simple, objectives of the organization, why the organization is running, what are the aims, what are the plans, what are the future determination. Okay, so based on the goals, ambition of the organization, human resource planning is going to work out. Both are interlinked. Both are interlinked. If you know the organization very well, if you know the organization functions, if you know the organization ambition, goals, then only human resource planning is possible. That is why we say it as a corporate planning is also important before going for the human resource planning. In the same way, quantitative and qualitative aspect. Both we are going to consider. Quantitative, qualitative. Say 100 employees we are having. 100 employees to future oriented human resource planning, 100 employees to in future we wanted to increase it to 120 employees. Quantity is increased. How much it is increased? 20 increased. Okay, quantity we have considered 20 employees are required. Now what about the quality? Okay, quantity is okay. Quality is also required. These 20 employees, what should be their eligibility, what should be their experience, what should be the skills and requirements as per the company expectations. That is, we consider it as a qualitative. Qualitative, both also we have to consider in the human resource planning. The next one, primary responsibility. What is the primary responsibility? Recruiting the employees, planning, recruiting and taking care of the employees. But minimum thing they have to remember is here, what are the company objectives, why the company has formed, what do they want to do. So this they have to consider, then go for the human resource planning. If we go, both will match. There is a possibility of matching both. So that is why always remember, primary responsibility also they should not ignore it. And last one, short and long term planning. Human resource planning is continuous, as we have learned. Where it is here, continuous. But also it is a short term, long term planning. Short term you can plan human resource planning, and long term. Short term in the sense, in the present scenario, we have a lots of demand for our products. So we are planning for more employees, and we are planning for more production. So this is only for short period. What is a short period? And what is long period? Let us know. Short period means below 1 year. Below 1 year is short period. And above 1 year, 1 year to 5 years. This is long period. Long period. Both we have to plan. Long run we have to plan, short term also. So that is why we are saying short and long term planning of human resource. This 6 are the features of the human resource planning. Am I clear? Yes, very simple. Next, after that, if you understand it, let's go for the process or steps of human resource planning. How we have to plan for the human resource. Steps are there. Few steps we have to follow. The first thing is that organizational analysis. Organizational analysis means, please remember, you must have a good understanding about the organization. When it got established, what are the duties they are having, and what are the responsibilities, and what is the ambition of the organization, how it is running, quality, and their plans, future plans, all these things you should have a good understanding. If you have a good understanding about the organization, then only you can go for the human resource planning. So that is why we say first step is that organization analysis. Analyze the organization, understand the organization, have a good understanding about the organization. Then only next step we can go. If you understand this, then what is the next step? Analyzing the objectives of manpower planning. What are the objectives? Okay, we got a good understanding about organization analysis. Now next, human resource planning is our main object. Na? So analyzing the objectives of human resource planning. What are the objectives of human resource planning? Why do we want to employ? How many people we wanted to employ? So this you can go for once if you get the organization understanding. So analyzing the objectives of manpower planning. Then after that, forecasting the demand for manpower. Forecasting the demand for manpower. Understand this concept. Forecasting manpower demand, we are forecasting it. Suppose say the in IT sector, if you take in IT sector, there's a lot of scarcity. Of course, at the same time, sometimes according to the requirement, you'll find lots of employees. Sometimes scarcity is there. So that we have to understand, forecasting the demand for manpower. How much demand is there? Say we want 1,000 employees for the coming year. 1,000 employees we want. Now what about the demand? 1,000 employees, are they available in the society? Are they available in the market? So what is their demand? So what is their demand? How much they are expecting? How much they are expecting? That demand you have to understand. Okay. Once if you understand the demand, next to forecasting the supply of manpower. We have a demand of 1,000 employees. Supply is there or not? Demand supply we are talking. Like economics. Demand we have 1,000. What about the supply in the market? Are they available? Maybe sometimes 10,000 employees are available. So then it's very easy to recruit the 1,000 employees because availability is 10,000 employees. So that's about the forecasting supply of manpower. Sometimes there is a scarcity, 1,000 employees we need, but I'm finding only 700 employees only. Scarcity is there. For each and every employee, I need to be very careful for recruiting and understand their qualification, experience, how they are going to be useful for the organization. All these things we have to understand. Sometimes more than the market demand, a market price also you need to pay. So that's about the demand and supply. Once if you understand the demand of the manpower, and once if you understand the supply of the manpower, then next step comes to matching the demand and supply. Both we have to match. How we can match? 1,000 employees we need. Say in outside demand, its supply is available only 700. We wanted to match it. Matching is not possible. 300 is lacking. Okay, 300 is lacking. So from where we can get it? So for that you need to plan something. So that is what we say it as matching the supply and demand both. Last step is reviewing and monitoring. So we are planning and we are recruiting and all these things. Okay, something we have done roughly work. So that rough work you have to review, and then after that monitoring, continuous monitoring. Any changes are required, anything is to be altered, all these things. Last step it comes, review and monitoring. There you will find lots of things. So those things we have to consider. Then make some alterations. There is no rigid human resource planning. Human resource planning is always flexible. As per the requirement, you can make some changes. So review and monitor it, and as per the need, you may do some kind of alterations, some kind of changes. So these are the steps. What are the steps? Once again, first understand about the organization analysis. Then after that, objectives of the manpower planning. Then forecasting the demand, forecasting the supply. Then demand and for supply we are matching it, and lastly monitoring and reviewing it. Very easy. Simple 6 steps. Able to remember? Now let's see the benefits of human resource planning. What are the then benefits? First thing is that it formulates corporate plans and policies. We consider always corporate plans and policies, then only we are going for the human resource planning. Means ultimately, indirectly, we are focusing on the corporate plans and policies. Advantage. Next one, efficient recruitment and right workers at right position. If we have a proper planning and proper implementation, we are going to get the efficient recruitment of the right workers for the right position. Right workers, right position we are going to take. It is also one of the biggest advantage. And the third one is provides the idea for recruitment tools and techniques of recruitments. In human resource planning, not only just planning for the human resource, there we are going to discuss the tools and techniques of the recruitment also. How do we recruit the employees? What is the process? This is also we'll be discussing. Okay, that's very easy. Important way you will come to know through this human resource planning. What is the best way to choose the employees, right? And fourth one is helps in estimating different costs related to salaries, benefits, and bonus, etc. In human resource planning, not just simply planning for the manpower. You have to consider their benefits, like different costs. Different costs are depending on the organization. What are the different costs related to the human resource planning? One is salaries and their benefits, extra benefits like fringe benefits and any kind of facilities they are giving it. So that and bonus, all these points also we are going to discuss, so that we get an understanding about the cost for this human resource planning. I'm planning for say 1,000 employees are there. I'm planning for 1,200. Means extra how much? 200. For 200 employees, how much will be the cost? This point we are discussing in the fourth point. How much will be the cost? For 200 employees, salary is how much? Talk about the salaries, basic salary, HRA how much, allowances how much, and then extra benefits, anything you wanted to give. That is, we call it as a fringe benefits and bonus. All these points we'll be discussing. All these points also you'll have an understanding. That is about the helps in estimating different costs related to the salaries and benefits and bonus, etc. And last point is here, it helps in planning training and development programs also. Human resource planning is not just planning for human. We are planning for humans, means manpower. At the same time, when you recruit the manpower, when you recruit the employees, are they efficient? Can they take up the work directly? Most of the time not possible, because they need to have some understanding, they need to understand the nature of job. Some basic training, if something is required, the training and development also, it is comes under the human resource planning, so it will be covered already, right? So these are the benefits. Of course, there are benefits, but few difficulties or drawbacks are there. Those drawbacks, we say it as the limitations of human resource planning. What are the limitations? Limitation of accuracy. Expecting 1,200 employees. Is it sure? 100% accuracy is there? May not be. 200 may not be. Sometimes 150, 170 or 220. Some variations are possible. So that is why limitation of accuracy. You cannot accurately, you can't estimate that this is required. Some approximately, some planning you'll do. This is one drawback. And another one is ignorance of quality. Quality. 200 employees we need. We'll recruit it. And we just think about training and development, we'll see later. Quality we don't see. Because basic primary objective is planning, recruiting. So this is ignored. Quality is ignored here. And time consuming and expensive. All these processes, it will take lots of time. Not so easy. And special people are there for handling this human resource planning. And also they'll be estimating, they'll taking the lots of time and also paying the salaries for them. And all these things process, it may take some time and also expensive. And the problem of overstaff. Sometimes overstaff you may get. As per human resource planning, 1,000 employees right now we have, but we have planned for 1,200. Maybe only 1,100 are required. Extra 100 is overstaff. Overstaff means you are paying unnecessarily. You can't fire them. If you fire, what happens? Yes, what happens? If you fire, ultimately the bad name comes to the organization. Isn't it? All these points to be remembered. Anyhow, that's the problem of overstaff and conservative thinking. Sometimes there will be some clashes, or thinking of the human resource planning is sometimes varies from one person to another person. There may be some time, some kind of clashes or indifferences between the employees who are in the human resource planning department. So that is, we are talking about conservative thinking. Definitely whatever they feel, and they'll have some ego problems, and ultimately which is going to make effect on the planning of human resource. So this is also, whatever may be the limitations, ultimately when you see human resource planning, means it is one of the best method to know the manpower planning. Very easily you can understand, and you need to focus. It will give you good result. Without human resource planning, you can't find any organization. Isn't it? Screenshot? Yes. There are many more topics in the human resource management. I'll cover one by one so that we'll not miss anything. Stay connected, check out the playlist, and whatever is useful, use it. And don't forget to share this video. Stay connected. Good luck.